Good morning, everyone. It's January 4th, 2022. I'll call the McLeod County Board of Commissioners meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. And after the Pledge of Allegiance, I would ask that you remain standing for all those that have employees and officials that have passed in 2021. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you and good morning again. We'll start consideration of agenda items. Any additions or corrections?
No, Mr. Chair.
I'd entertain a motion to accept.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Nagel. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Smalls. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda. Any additions or corrections?
Move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Wright. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nagel to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd now entertain, being it's the start of the new year, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn sine die.
So moved. Second.
A motion made by Commissioner Nagel and seconded by Commissioner Wright to adjourn sine die. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Sheila, it's yours.
Thank you. Myself, County Administrator Sheila Murphy, will now request nominations for the 2022 Board Chair. We'll call to order the first organizational meeting of 2022 of the McLeod County Board of Commissioners. I'm requesting nominations for the 2022 County Board Chair.
Nominate Doug Kruger. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Paul Wright to nominate Doug Kruger, a second by Commissioner Joe Nagel. Are there any other nominations? Thank you. Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone, for your vote of confidence. I will now entertain nominations for Vice Chair.
I nominate Paul Wright.
Paul Wright's been nominated. Is there a second?
Second.
Paul Wright's been nominated and seconded by Commissioner Smalls. Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? I would consider a motion for cast unanimous ballot for Paul Wright.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Nagel. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Smalls. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
All right, consideration of agenda items for our January meeting. Is there any additions or corrections to it?
No, Mr. Chair.
I would consider a nomination for the agenda.
Move agenda approval, Mr. Chair.
Motion made by Commissioner Smalls. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nagel. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none.
Move consent agenda, Mr. Chair.
Motion made by Commissioner Smalls to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Wright. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. COVID-19. Barrett, good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year. As of yesterday, Monday, January 3rd, McLeod County has had a total of 7,939 positive cases of COVID-19, which is an increase of 72 new cases in the last week since I was at the last board meeting. There have been 181 new cases in the past 2 weeks. 9 were cases of reinfection. Of the new cases, 9 people needed to be hospitalized and 0 were admitted to the ICU. There are currently 25 active cases that require isolation, and 15.5% of the new cases in the past 14 days have been children ages 0 to 17. Unfortunately, we have had 93 COVID-19 related deaths since the start of the pandemic, which is 1 more since my report last week. It's important to point out that these numbers only include test results that are reported to the Minnesota Department of Health. Many people are self-testing at home with over-the-counter kits, and that data is not reported. So I'll keep reminding you of that, but of those positive cases, there are probably much more that are not being reported to the state of Minnesota because they're not at an approved testing site. If you are interested in more COVID-19 statistics, please check out our dashboard on the county's website homepage. As reported last week, we continue to brace for a tough couple of months with the Omicron variant, which is more contagious than Delta and spreads fairly easily. Last week, we were also notified by the Food and Drug Administration that they extended their emergency use authorization for Pfizer COVID-19 booster shot to include teens 12 to 15. So being that it's approved, we're waiting for the protocol in order to administer that, and then our medical director will need to sign off, and once that happens, we will be able to start administering those boosters to that age group. We continue to hold vaccination clinics here at the Government Center. To date, we have held 86 vaccination clinics and administered over 10,591 doses. We have a clinic scheduled this week for Thursday, the 6th of January, and we are offering Pfizer for 12 plus, Moderna for 18 plus, and Pfizer for 12 plus. I said that, Pfizer for 5 to 11-year-olds. Again, check out our website if you're interested in registering for either a first dose, second dose, or a booster. We are offering all of them. And I think that's all I have to report today.
Any questions for Barrett? Could you just give, I know you gave the website several times, could you just give your number again for anybody? I know there's so much talk right now on it, and if you just give your number again for if anybody wants to call and check as far as a phone number.
If people could just go to the website, the phone number will be there.
All there. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Employee relations, Hannah. Oops, excuse me, Sheila, do you have anything?
I do. I have a short update. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yesterday, so January 3rd, 2022, Minnesota OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration for our state, adopted the federal OSHA COVID-19 vaccination and testing emergency temporary standard. So we've been hearing about that for weeks, if not over months. And now that Minnesota OSHA has adopted that standard, employers in Minnesota with over 100 employees will have to be compliant coming up here very soon, starting January 10th, 2022 with some of the standard, and then February 9th, 2022 with the testing portion of that standard. So, of course, with McLeod County and many of our other community employers being over 100 employees, this greatly affects our community. So McLeod County is working through our drafted policies, and we will work through that with our group during our workshop. However, we know that this affects our community greatly and that they may have some questions. So please keep an eye on our website for any updates, and we will continue to update as we go along.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
And again, I just commented before on a phone number, but our website has been updated, and it's very good, and even I can whiz through it pretty good. And I guess they're still working on it, so go to our website and get what you need. Hannah, Employee Relations.
Good morning. Just one item this morning. Item A, consider adopting Resolution 22CB04, authorizing human resources to fill replacement positions. This is an annual authorization.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I move adoption of Resolution 22-CB-04.
A motion made by Commissioner Smalls to approve resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nagel. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
just a reminder, this still the Personnel Committee's involved in these decisions each and every time, and they're constantly evaluated. So just a reminder of that.
Thank you, Commissioner. That is important. Any more discussion?
Mr. Chair, just one note that I do appreciate the board passing this annual resolution again this coming year, because this saves a significant amount of time for our department heads in getting staff back into their departments, even though right now obviously it's very difficult to staff a workforce. It's increasingly difficult. This helps save sometimes around a month of time for our departments. So thank you for considering this.
All right, and that was all said. I can also guarantee that I get a lot of info on new hires and who's being considered, and we have a staff that works hard at that, and right now that's pretty important. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Hannah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Auditor Treasurer, Connie. Happy New Year to you.
Morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Today I'm here for two items to consider adopting Resolution 22 CB06, authorizing the McLeod County Auditor Treasurer to make application to the Minnesota Office of Secretary of State, OSS, to the Help America Vote Act Grant Agreement, HAVA 2022. I do want to clarify also, this grant may have been referred to last year as HAVA 2021, because that's the year we were in, but it's the same grant. Okay, so the Minnesota Office of the Secretary of State has announced a Help America Vote Act, a grant program is available for application to Minnesota counties. In the 2021 first special state legislative session, the Minnesota State Legislature announced the distribution of $3 million from federal Help America Vote Act HAVA appropriations as grants to political subdivisions. These funds must be used to improve accessibility, implement security improvements for election systems, and/or for funding other activities to improve the security of elections. The OSS has established prerequisites for completion, and each county shall initially be eligible for a $20,000 flat rate per county, plus 29 cents per voting age population, as captured by the 2020 United States Census. Considering the county may utilize the 2022 HAVA grant funds as the 50% local match to the recently applied to Vega 3 grant program, presents us, McLeod County, with an opportunity to make application for the 2022 HAVA grant program before January 31st, 2022. The HAVA grant program does not require counties to match any amount of funding to be eligible to receive a grant. Any questions for me?
Any questions for Connie? You've got it pretty well spelled out here.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
And Connie, so where will that land us as far as, the proposed expense versus the proposed grant money available?
So last year, I think our total equipment was about $102,000, and we could apply for around half of that from the Vega 3. And now this year, we would be eligible for approximately $28,178. So with this round of the grant, we would be short. I don't know if there will be further proceeds from the grant from counties that, maybe not be eligible or not be able to take advantage of the grant. So I can't say for sure if we'll still be short or not. I also probably should, and I do want to thank Matt Troska in advance. A lot of this grant requirement has many mandated items from IT. So we're working together to work for the requirements of the grant.
And when you say short, you don't really mean, it's not short like short, it's just short in paying for everything is what you're saying.
It's short
we
in
have
fully
our costs,
funding
yeah.
the equipment, correct.
Any other questions for Connie? Entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Wright to approve Resolution 22 CB06. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nagel. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
and I'll ask the question, and, you know, maybe I can direct it to Sheila or the ARPA committee. Assuming we will have a liability, you know, after all the numbers are added up and the grants applied, is this something that could be requested through ARPA funds so that we're not putting a liability, you know, on our cities and townships within the county?
I guess I'm not sure about ARPA, but we have been telling the cities and townships to budget for this. Actually, I have been since I've been in office. Cindy even was. So this should not be news to the cities and townships. On some of them, on their levies, I actually did see a line item where they had it on there.
And Commissioner, I'm on the committee, so I mean, would have to relate to COVID or some added expense. So I'm not clear on that right now. So I imagine that will clear up, and the townships will have their own, cities and townships have their own ARPA funds, but I'm sure we'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you.
Any more questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Okay, item B is to consider appointment of Jeffrey Johnson as an alternate viewer to the viewing team to redetermine benefits and damages of County Ditch 11. During a county board meeting on April 16th, 2019, the viewers were approved for County Ditch 11 redetermination of benefits and damages, as the Drainage Authority determined that the original benefits or damages did not reflect reasonable present-day land values according to Minnesota Statute Chapter 103E, Section 103E.351. In order to maintain a progressive schedule for this team, the current appointed viewing team of Joe Jacobs, Alan Kerber, and Brad Wick request an alternate viewer be added. The candidate is Jeffrey Johnson of New London, Minnesota, and the original 3 viewers will remain on the viewing team also for County Ditch 11.
I can comment a little right away is that we've done this before. I mean, this is not a new thing where we've added or replaced viewers on viewing teams. But other than that, do you have any questions for Connie?
Move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Nagel to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Wright. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Connie. Sheriff's Office. Morning. Happy New Year.
Morning, Happy New Year.
Good morning.
I'm here for consider accepting a financial donation to McLeod County Sheriff's Office from the estate of William Marion Nemitz in the amount of $146,836.10 to be deposited into the Sheriff's Office account 01-201. There is no stipulation from the estate on how this donation should be utilized. While no final decisions have been made, it is most likely the majority of the donation will be utilized to establish body-worn camera program within the Sheriff's Office that we budgeted for in 2022.
It's pretty plain. Mr. Young, would you comment at all?
It takes a motion of the county board to accept this and to designate it for the sheriff's department in line with the donie's wish.
Thank you. Word?
Mr. Chair.
And the reason for that is that if somebody were to put some conditions on a gift and give it to us, then we're required to use it for what they're saying, like with Ms. Tudhope and the county jail. And if you didn't wish to go along with that, you have the right to reject the gift with the conditions, and then it goes back to whoever donated it. And there's a statute that requires you to accept all gifts, if you wish to.
Commissioner Nagel?
I think it's a very generous gift, and that goes without saying, and I think it's a really good plan to use it for that. Deputy Ward can expand on this if he wants, but just from my knowledge base, the board needs to be aware this will be a program that costs money in addition to this, all right? And hopefully at some point we'll get some education on that, but this is going to get it started, and and take a bite out of that part of it. So I think if you do decide to use it for it, it's a really smart plan. So,
Yeah, last year we went and seeked quotes. We even applied for some grants last week. I think I was notified that one of the grants we applied for, we were not selected, but we're trying to pursue other avenues.
and this will help with that. So,
Yeah.
all right, move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Nagel to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
And that
With
motion,
the stipulation, what was?
and the motion is to approve and designate to the sheriff's department.
Yes, sir.
And this, all right with the second?
Yep.
Any discussion in that? I agree with Commissioner Nagel. Timing's everything. I mean, I've been a proponent of the cameras. I mean, it's a necessary evil, and I'd like to protect our law enforcement as much as possible, so it's a first step anyway. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. County administration calendars should be short, hopefully.
I really have nothing to add in mine, just some phone calls on some ditch system work, and that's about it since last week.
All right, I'm about the same. We had a CRF, some agenda discussions, our HHS Community Health meeting after our last board meeting. I did attend SWCD yesterday. They had their organizational meeting as well, and things are moving well there. Mr. Nagel?
No meetings attended, just some phone calls like always.
Mr. Smalls?
And Mr. Chair, for me, after our last board meeting, we held a workshop on the 28th of December. And then following workshop, we also had HHSC meeting at 11 in the morning here at the Government Center. And that's all I have to report, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Sheila?
Thank you. I want to add that our Commissioner Joe Nagel has been reappointed to the Southwest West Central Board of Directors for the Health Insurance Committee, Cooperative, and we want to thank him for that commitment. It is a long drive, but it is of great value to the county. We have been part of that cooperative. I think we're going into our third year. It's either second or third, but it's been a good experience, and we appreciate his leadership with that. It is a 4-year term.
Congratulations and thank you, Joe. It's been our conversations that I've had. It's really helpful. Joe's I don't know if the right word is excited, but he's putting in his time and doing a good job. Anything else, Sheila?
No, I can go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Item A, consider approval of the proposed 2022 County Board meeting dates, including the evening meetings for the Board of Appeals and Equalization and Truth in Taxation.
I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Nagel to approve our calendar. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Smalls. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor of approving our calendar, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B, consider adopting Resolution 22-CB-02, awarding official McLeod County newspaper for 2022, which would be the McLeod County Chronicle.
Mr. Chair, move to approve Resolution 22-CB-02, approving McLeod County Chronicle as McLeod County newspaper for 2022.
Motion's been made to approve Resolution 22-CB-02. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nagel. Any discussion? Hearing none, we proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, consider adopting Resolution 22-CB-03, awarding second publication of 2021 McLeod County financial statement, which would be with the Hutchinson Leader.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nagel, seconded by Commissioner Schmalz to approve Resolution 22-CB-03. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, consider adopting Resolution 22-CB-05, setting the minimum salary for elected officials in the 2022 election.
Mr. Chair, move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Smalls to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Wright. Are these salaries posted anywhere?
They are in the resolution, in the
Okay,
packet.
that's very good.
Thank you. Item E,
We gotta
Hold it.
We gotta
I'm
vote.
sorry. Sorry.
All in favor? Is there any more discussion first? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor of Resolution 22-CB-05, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Sheila.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Item E, notification of annual list of depositories for McLeod County 2022, reference Resolution 19-CB-03, which is also in the packet.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Nagel. Is there a second? I'll second it. Motion seconded by Commissioner Kruger to approve Resolution 19-CB-03. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item F, notification of public hearing for the consideration of an ordinance authorizing and regulating the conduct of open burning within McLeod County, Minnesota, to be held on January 18, 2022 at 9:15 a.m. here at the McLeod County Government Center, 520 Chandler Avenue North, Glencoe, Minnesota. Item G, notification of board workshop following the board meeting on January 18, 2022 at the McLeod County Government Center, 520 Chandler Avenue North, Glencoe, Minnesota. And I do just want to note that item F, how we mentioned the public hearing, the notification was included because of interest with the townships. Normally, public hearings are not listed in the agenda.
Thank you, Sheila, because I was going to ask, I'm getting some calls to make sure the notifications are out there. So these notifications will go out to the cities and townships as well, or will this be the only?
It's posted in the public hearing notice place, and then people who have let us know they're interested have been receiving updates.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we've come to the end of the agenda. Is there any other business that should come before the board for the good of the cause? Hearing none, open forum. Anyone wish to address the board? Press relations. Karen, Happy New Year. Anything from you? No. Thank you. With that, I'll entertain a motion to recess till January 18th, 2022 at 9 a.m. here at the Government Center.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Motion made by Commissioner Smalls. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Nagel. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're recessed.